Happy Tuesday to you.
Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's
Friendship
Day. Correct.
Day.
Oh, yeah. In Mexico, it's the day of friendship and love. So it's interesting here because it's kind of like a super Valentine's Day, whereas in North America, it's just the person you love. But here it's friendship and love. I kind of like that. It's very nice. They honor such interesting things in Mexico, like death. Amazing here. I mean, we look at death in this negative light. In Mexico, it's kind of like everybody's going to end up there anyways.
Yeah, you are just fun.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I am. I have no idea. Last night had a great evening.
Jolene, good morning. Wendy, good morning.
Had a great evening.
Here you are, John.
With
Doug,
some
good
friends
morning.
of ours yesterday.
Glenda, good morning.
Hello, everybody. It was a fantastic evening. I got to be honest, last night was not looking forward to going out.
Because he's old and grumpy.
No, we work with people all day, and it was a very busy day.
You don't. I do.
Yes, we do. So we went out
Happy
yesterday.
Valentine's Day to you too, Glenda.
And we had such a great time.
Leslie, good morning.
These guys they were chatting about stuff that is very near and dear to us, and it was just very nice. So, yeah.
Yeah, my mom came with us.
Yeah.
And it was a nice evening. Definitely a nice evening.
Absolutely.
Good morning, Marie.
Hello. So what can we talk about here today? Well, what are we doing for Valentine's Day?
We're going out with Larry and Jolene, and we're going to El Panoramica, I believe.
And I believe that's the one that's on the mountain, right? That looks like the
It's
UFO.
definitely somewhere, and we get to see the sunset. So whatever it is, it'll be awesome.
So, and obviously, as you guys know, I did not plan this. Christy did. So anything that happens, good or bad, she gets the credit. Unless it's good, then I'll get the credit.
No, you don't. Not for today.
If it's bad, you get the credit.
It won't be bad. It'll be amazing.
No, we're going to have fun people to be with tonight. I'm just, it's just this time of year, we are so busy that I don't like this evening stuff.
It's too bad.
Well, you like
it is
anything.
A necessary evil or blessing. I would call it a blessing.
Absolutely is not necessary. But it's necessary for you because you like to be out and do stuff.
We have to be out where people can see us and meet us. Absolutely.
Then you need to start wearing shirts with QR codes and be touristy.
If you find a nice one, I will do it. But so far, I haven't seen one that I will wear.
Yeah, see, there you go, guys. I want to be out so that people see me, but I don't want them to know who I am.
No.
That just doesn't make sense.
There's no nice women's uniform shirts down here in Mexico. There just isn't. Not for how I dress.
What we need to do is have an A-frame that you wear.
Probably not a good idea either. Now you're just going to get a punch.
The end of the world.
It's Valentine's Day. You probably should shut up.
The end of the world is near, and that's what Christy's going to be wearing.
Yeah.
Repent now, sinners.
Just shut up now, butthead.
Yeah.
My Valentine's butthead.
Okay. So today we have, Christy has some appointments. For me, it's all website stuff. I love this, getting the website in order. I mean, we keep shooting up in the rankings, so it is pretty cool. So today I need to go through and just kind of make sure that it's human sounding and get photos up for all of the properties. So it's fascinating to me, like if you were to go Punta Arena, Bucerias for sale, we're number one.
We're number one.
It is absolutely amazing to me how it works.
Morning, Jeff. Happy Valentine's Day to you too.
Google loves our website. It's so weird to me.
Yeah.
Because
you worked hard on it, and we spend a lot of money on it.
I know, and
people better love it.
I really wish I would have done it another way, but these guys, I assumed, did all the work. They don't. But
well, unless we want to pay them $200 an hour.
That is just stupid. And then he's trying to convince me that it's not part of their profit model. $200 an hour. If you're making $200 an hour,
well, they're based out of Canada.
Yeah, you're doing okay. So yeah, but him trying to convince me, I'm like, yeah, right. I can pay somebody $35 an hour and have it done in 1 hour, and to your $200 an hour.
Have it done in 5. No, yeah. They're slower too.
That's true. They have on our website, you can download the profiles. And I have not checked to see if they fixed it, but the spacings were off and there were no photos. And I spent money to get it back on because they did some upgrades, and my system did not upgrade because we're in Mexico. It's just, they're always nickel and diming us, but they make us money too.
Yeah.
We've gotten so many phone calls from our website now. So yeah, it's very, very interesting how good it is working. So Bucerius Homes also is working, so I need to do a few things there, a lot of things actually, because we have all these developments that are in the Google, and they don't actually go to anything. And we, at the very least, should have a link to our IDX through Flex, which is our MLS system. So what questions do you guys have for us today? Please ask away. I was watching Hospice Nurse Julie, and she did a live stream for an hour, and everybody had these great questions. Now, obviously, she's a hospice nurse, and it's all about death and dying. For us, it's living. That's the difference. And apparently more people are interested in death than living.
They have more questions about death. Living just happens.
It's kind of true.
Death is an unknown.
Well, yeah, we've got so many great death stories, dying stories, because obviously our friends got older when we moved to Mexico. I was 33 and Christy wasn't. But
I was more mature for sure.
She absolutely was more mature. And our friends, they were in their 60s, 70s, and 80s when we moved here. And obviously you have to add 20 years to their life as well. So there's many, many that have passed away.
Kadina, good morning.
So, but the one thing that they've done is they did teach us how to live. And I do have to thank them for that. I mean, it really is amazing. Oh, on my laptop this morning, I asked Christy, did you place a meme on there? She says, no. It says, if you can buy a spouse online, you can get a house online.
If you can get us, you don't buy spouses.
Sorry, yeah. If you can get a spouse, if you can get a spouse online, you can buy a house online. So I love that. That's really good.
Jim just said, hospice is in most futures, some sooner than others. Yeah. Jim, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, hospice is 6 months or less is what they anticipate. You're gonna live. Or not live.
Generally, yeah.
So Nurse Julie yesterday was crying because she was working with these people and their mom was in hospice, but they just thought it's going to be easier.
They were expecting her to survive, get out.
Yeah. And they found out afterward, she explained this to them, she said they had to know, she was bawling, that she had less than 6 months and she's already been there a while. And she's going through the list, and every doctor has said, nope, she's going. She's got pancreatic cancer or something. Pancreatic cancer is the bitch, too. I mean, that one, almost everybody does not make it. So it's fascinating to me how cancer, all these years.
Good morning, Rosemary. Good morning, Sherry.
And this
is getting depressing. It's Valentine's Day.
All right, that's true. Oh, what else can we talk about?
Flowers.
Well, you don't have any.
I know.
Actually, why?
Yeah, our flowers have not arrived. And I know it's because he's busy with Valentine's Day, but we support him all year round.
It's very true. It's very true.
Bring me my flowers, buddy.
Yeah, they usually come every Monday, and it's a beautiful arrangement. And they're not inexpensive. They're not expensive, but they're not inexpensive.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day, Rosemary. Yes, Glenda, this is a depressing topic. And Sheila, good morning. We're a little early today because we do have a lot to do today. We need to have a meeting with our guys. And
why is death depressing? It's in our culture, it is. In Mexico, it's not depressing.
Just what you were talking about was depressing, how this family didn't know. Death is a fact of life. Everybody understands that.
We all.
You were talking about how she was crying, blah, blah, blah. That's depressing.
Well, the thing was, is this woman understand that's why she was recommended hospice, because she was schooling.
Mm-hmm. Okay, stop.
All right. So, what can we talk about today? Do you know anything about this restaurant we're going to?
Google it. Quit asking me stuff. Jolene is the one that picked it, so we're. But it's got good. I mean, I've heard of El Panoramica many times. We've just never been. We tend to not do dinners in Vallarta very often just because I hate the drive-in. Larry's driving tonight, so that'll be nice.
Oh, you will hate that drive. It's going to take like an hour and a half to get there.
I know.
Be like driving from.
But I will just be able to sit in the back seat and chat with Jolene. We're going to talk about Italy, right, Jolene? And you want to know more about Mexico City, so I'll share my knowledge if you share yours.
I love
Because
Mexico City.
I've been to Mexico City many times, and I know you've been to Italy. So
many times.
I don't know about many times, but I know she's been to Italy.
Well, I love that they've been to Sweden.
Glenda Googled the restaurant, and she said nice. And Jolene's just, yep.
That's kind of
nice restaurant. We're both excited to go to try something different. John just gets to come just because I'm being nice to him.
Christie's just the perfect wife for me, right?
I'm the only one that is patient enough to deal with you.
Yes.
You would be dead 20 times over by now if it was another woman.
It wouldn't be another woman.
Because you'd be dead.
I would be dead. Hello, Lisa. Yeah, we have...
Happy Valentine's Day to you too, Kira. I didn't read that you had wrote that.
Oh, happy Valentine's
Sorry,
Day.
John, you're just on for the ride. He usually is. That's the deal with him, my husband.
Very true. So what else has been going on here?
Well, we've been just busy in general.
But busy in a good way.
Yeah.
We're working as well.
Lots of clients. We've done a few fundraisers this year.
And generally, the busier we are, the better our business is.
Exactly. So don't complain about being busy.
I don't know. Oh, this is another
Entertain
thing.
Larry.
Everybody asks how the real estate business is. It's 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. It's, you know what though? People think it's easy. Excuse me. People think it's easy. It's actually not. I mean, it's fun. I love it. But there's a lot of work that goes into it.
So today, I have to tell you, this is a very funny thing. So somebody calls me and says, hey, I've got a friend. She wants to list, but she wants you to take a cut in your fees. And I said, just to be clear, that extra 2% that this person is asking for a discount, we offer a lot of value. So in Punta Esmeralda, we just took a listing, and the other agent had gone to the notario and said it's going to be $80,000 in capital gains. And pretty much every notario that they went to is about $80,000. We've got such an amazing team behind us, it's down to $42,000. So for us, we are working for this client in their minds for free because we got them all this money. And this is what I don't understand. Why doesn't everybody call us? Because we get our clients more money, period.
Because they don't believe it. Because there's other agents out there that say, oh, you know.
Oh, God, it was very funny because this agent says, well, we can use their guy. You would just use us for the real estate. And the clients are like, no. And these agents also, they really did not tell the client the truth, even when they bought the place. So, yeah, for us, we always say the good, the bad, the ugly. And that's just because Mexico is not the perfect country. It's close to perfect.
Yeah.
But it is not the perfect country.
Jolene is, or hi Sandra. Bill, hello. Good morning. Jolene says, yeah, pleasing clients isn't hard, is what people think. Yeah. And, you know, the thing is here is it's a market that is very uneducated, first of all. It's difficult to get a real good education here because of the differences in the way people look for information. They don't talk to a professional. They go to Facebook and get information off of Facebook. Well, you're never going to get...
How's that working for folks?
Yeah.
You get your info from Facebook. So Lisa says lots of colds going around here with our yo-yo Ontario weather. Lots of colds down there too. There are. The Canadians, they bring them down.
She says, I'm using you when I commit. Thanks, Lisa.
Yeah.
We look forward to meeting you when you're down here.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. The colds.
Yeah, we know.
Well, Taylor right now.
El Panorama, right? No C at the end. Yeah, it's not El Panoramica. It's just El Panorama. Sorry, Glenda, but you were right. You found the right one. So what is this? You always have to pay capital gains in Mexico, no matter your age. What if you're taking your proceeds and buying a condo that you rent out part-time? We don't have that kind of program here in Mexico.
No.
So you
The government gets your money.
pay capital gains unless you have residency and a tax number, and then we can work on ways to eliminate or at least decrease your capital gains.
The most important thing to understand is your capital gains are based upon the peso. So when somebody buys a property, even if they pay US dollars or Canadian dollars, the Mexican government says, wait a second, we've got a border, we've got a military, and we have our own currency. So at the end of the day, the government goes in and says, this is how much you paid in Mexican pesos. Now, when you go to sell, if the dollar goes up or down, it's like the stock market, you're still going to pay based upon the pesos. So I always give people the example of that $100,000 condo. They bought it 20 years ago when it was 10 to 1, 10 pesos to the US dollar. So that $100,000 condo was a million peso condo. At the end of the day, 10 to 1, the government says a million pesos. Fast forward 20 years, the kids get the condo. They want to sell it for exactly that same $100,000 because they have gotten so much use
more
out
like
of it.
40 years.
Yeah, they've sold it. They want all of this stuff. Well, now it's 20 to 1. So that's a 2 million peso condo, even though the dollar is identical. And this is what people fail to understand because they're always talking about the dollars, but the dollars don't matter. It's the pesos. Now, we give them the dollars as a courtesy, but it really is the peso that they need to determine their capital gains upon. So when you get permanente, as a foreigner, the government says, well, you get 4 million pesos to exempt. So what happens is that whatever the basis was of the property, that $100,000, which is 2 million pesos now, they increase it 4 million. So it'd be like you paid 6 million pesos for that condo. And if two of you have a permanente, it would be like you're paying 10 million pesos. And then you go backwards. So if you sell and it's under 10 million pesos, you get the exemption.
Wow.
That's just how it works. Now, there is inflation and stuff, but they give you so little inflation here. They give you so little inflation everywhere. They always tell you inflation's this big, as it's chewing your checks that big. So, yeah, government apparently lies to us.
Yeah.
They don't want you to go and take care of them.
Yeah. And it's funny because, when you're sitting with your clients and you're taking them out on showings and stuff, and they tell you what they heard on Facebook, and I'm like, that's not true. Oh, but it's not true. I don't know about who told you or how they told you, but it's not true.
Lisa says, do you also help with hooking people up with cleaning Airbnbs between bookings?
It's like I'm back in algebra class.
What does that mean?
Like a property manager or something. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
we can help with that.
Absolutely. Larry says it's like I'm back in algebra class. I'm sorry, Larry. Algebra 2, who uses this crap?
Yesterday, I don't know, but yesterday I was driving up past Pacifica and Larry came out on the balcony and I honked and waved and they thought I was honking at something else. I don't know, the clients that were in the car, and I'm like, oh no, that's a friend of ours up there. I was honking at him.
It's like, I'm honking from a friend up there. They're like, wow, you love Jesus.
Good morning, Tamara and Chuck. Good morning.
Hello.
Happy Valentine's Day to all y'all that have joined in later. Well, I mean, you're on time.
Yeah, we're kind of
early today.
And it's just because we've got so much to do.
So much to do.
So much. So, okay, let's see. We've talked about capital gains. We've talked about death. We've talked about cancer. We've talked about Valentine's Day. What else? How about hot water heaters? A hot water heater is just something that everybody needs to talk about all the time. Now, just so you know, when Mike was in Platanitos or in that area, he helped hook up a hot water heater. And he says it did change the temperature in the pool. So I think for us, we couldn't, we'd have to pump so much water to our roof, and it's 2 stories high, that we need a very powerful engine to do that.
We'll call it a motor.
The motor. So I think we've got kind of the best of both worlds, but I still think we should probably do a solar panels above that roof or on the storage facility that we're going to do on the back of our fence if we do something like that.
Well, I really don't. We got quotes from the guy that usually does our stuff. They were
$20,000.
crazy high. Crazy high.
Yeah, $20,000.
Tamara says, Valentine's Day and water heaters. You are so romantic, John. Yeah, that's about as romantic as he's been already so far. I don't even think he's wished me a happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He wished the other people in the office a happy Valentine's Day, but not his own wife.
I did. I actually did. That was horrible. Now that I think, I apologize. I love you. Happy Valentine's Day. Mwah. I really did forget to say that to her, but I just, at that moment, remembered, oh yeah, it's Valentine's Day.
Larry, happy Valentine's Day.
See, and Larry says, nothing says love like a warm bath or a warm pool. I love you. That is my proof to you that I love you because of your warm pool.
Who wanted the hot?
I did not need to go in that pool. That
Again, yeah.
That pool is very frigid. Now, somebody was saying that I should go in the cooler at Costco and just say, I do this once every 20 years. That kind of thing.
That's lame. I go in it all the time because that's where the vegetables are.
I've never been in the Costco cooler.
And he's a big wimp. So Wendy is asking, do you need to permanent residency or is the temporal just as good when it comes to capital gains plus the tax number?
Permanent.
If you can get your tax number, which we have found someone that might be able to help our clients with their temporals to get their tax number, then as long as you have your RFC number, it doesn't have to be. It's just that right now here in the area, they're not giving tax numbers to temporal residents.
And it is odd that it's only our area. Like, what is going on here?
Because they know why people are doing it.
Yeah, but they've got to be doing it elsewhere in Mexico.
I don't know. Do we know that? No, we don't. Lori, good morning. Tamara is saying that she is sorry about putting so much pressure on you. And George, good morning. How are you?
Hello. Okay. Can we talk about anything else?
That's a weird look and a weird pose. And
that's the I love you lusty look.
Sweet.
Freaks your
wife
wife out.
We have the tax number.
Excellent. Well, see, when you've got the RFC, we have clients of ours. They own a penthouse in a building. Doesn't matter which one. But they have their RFCs also.
They have their RFC numbers.
But they do not have permanente.
No, they're temporal.
And they will absolutely get their capital gains exemption.
We've checked it out with the lawyers and everything. So
now this is the most important thing when you're going to sell is the address that the tax department has cannot be the address that you have for the house.
And sometimes you're able to change it online. Sometimes you have to go directly to SAT. With these particular clients, they've got to go to SAT.
And in fact, it is a condition to be able to get the exemption that the address must be different on the tax ID or at the tax department. And the Mexican government says, well, if there's anything that we need to send you afterwards, how do we get it to you? So that's why you need that address. Now, it has been 15 years that we've owned the company and even longer. Government's never sent anything to anybody. That said, we just had a bank trust company email one of our clients that sold 7-10 years ago, stating that they had to pay all of their trust fees back because it's still in their name. So we just chatted with our lawyer. Turns out our lawyer never did the sale.
Right.
So we do have to chat with his other agent to find out what the heck's going on. Because obviously her client is not paying for the trust. Or there's two separate trusts on a property, which that's very complicated.
Yeah, you're right, George. To be able to change it online, you have to have the FIEL or the Firma Electronico. If you don't have your Firma, you cannot do it online. Yes, and they don't know where theirs is, so we will be taking them to SAT to get it. Thank you for the verbiage, because I forget what it is called sometimes.
Another fascinating thing about Mexico, with respect to the elderly, is they allow them to do stuff that the other folks can't. So I believe if you're over 60,
sometimes you can skip the lines.
you can skip the lines. It's like getting the free pass, or not the free pass, the fast
And
pass
Bill?
at Disney.
Bill, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. He wants to know if he should get his RFC number.
Oh my gosh,
The answer is
absolutely.
yes.
Everybody needs their tax ID number in Mexico if you're going to buy and sell real estate.
Well,
Period.
sell. Buying.
Yeah, buying,
That
you know,
to be clear too, and that was one of the things our client said. Well, we were told that you had to have your at least a temporal to buy. No, you don't.
just have to be in Mexico legally when you buy. So it is interesting.
But technically, lots of people buy when they're out of the country.
Well, but when they're in the country, they just have to be legal, okay? Don't be illegal.
Don't be illegal.
No. There was something I was going to add to that. The 60-year-old thing.
Must have been a lie.
No, it wasn't a lie. Oh, well. When you buy, I don't know. Oh, the CFDI. What is that? When you buy a property.
It's the factura.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the factura.
And you get that from the notary.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get it on your day of closing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because that lady who was in here yesterday was asking about the CFDI because she needs that to do something, and she doesn't know if she has it.
Okay. Did you tell Shirley?
I said she needed to talk to Shirley. Interesting.
If they have a cane, they will put them first in line and give them a chair. Just a Mexican tip. Thanks, George.
I do love that. Like, they respect their elderly here.
They do.
They really do. But even little siblings respect each other. I mean, so often, how many times do you see the older kids holding the little kids?
Yeah.
Like, it's perfect here in so many
CFDI
ways.
is the factura the notary gives you. You don't get it the day of closing, but a few days later. Well, yeah, okay. So, but you get it with your closing.
Yeah.
And when you get your paperwork and stuff.
Yeah. The original deed, or fideicomiso.
No, escritura.
Escritura, sorry. No,
Fideicomiso is the trust.
No, the original trust, because you don't get the original deed if you're a foreigner. But that still takes 6 months to a year to
But
get.
the fideicomiso is still just the trust. The escritura is the deed.
Yeah.
Original or not. What is needed to get the RFC? Bill, we'll let you know, okay? Well, you have to be able to go. The RFC is your tax number, so you have to go to SAT and apply for it.
Yeah, and that was what I was going to say, because people who think that they don't need their visa don't understand how life works, because things can change very rapidly. There are so many times we have seen people buy their forever house here. 3 months later, they're calling us to sell it because something changed. Could be a health issue, a family issue, whatever. So it's always best to work like you're selling your property or get ready to sell. Now, if you die, obviously, there's nothing that can help you then because you're dead and you don't care. But at the same time, when you die...
You are a special sort of person.
Yeah, but your visa doesn't matter anymore. Like, we have also been in that situation where
That is true.
we've got the RFC, we've got the visa, the permanente, and then they die. Well, immediately, all paperwork ceases to exist for that person because a dead person can't sign.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying that sometimes it doesn't make sense. But we are permanente. Now, I was 4 years after somebody.
You're lucky you got it at all.
But I did have a Mexican lady tell me that if I would marry a Mexican, it would be 2 years instead of 4 years, with Christie right beside me. That was the best day.
That was that immigration.
Best day of my life.
I don't know if she was proposing. I told her she could have them. Actually, I tried to bribe her.
No, you were kind
You're
of...
not allowed to
you were
bribe
kind of miffed.
immigration officers.
You were kind of miffed, actually.
Well, that was pretty ballsy to say right in front of the wife. And she's the one that effed up the paperwork in the first place.
She did. Well, I don't know.
Don't you know? No. It was her. It was all her.
Okay. So we're going to go now because I think we're fighting. Are we fighting? I don't know.
We were earlier, but we're not anymore.
Okay.
So we're good.
Because I said Happy Valentine's Day?
No. Because you didn't, you mean?
But I said it. So, I mean, I took the pain away.
No, you're still here.
All right, guys.
we
gotta go.
All right, you guys have a great day. Happy Valentine's to you all.
Fantastic Valentine's
and
Day.
we'll see you all soon, I hope.
And if you're single, remember it's the day of friendship also. So you can just call a friend and say, hey, let's go do something. And just remember, bye.